Hey guys, we're out driving the Kia Sportage X Pro, and we're gonna go do some off-roading with it. So we got a little interjection from our lead driver on the walkie here, but we're gonna kind of see what this can do. This is Kia's first X Pro car, so we're running BFGoodrich all-terrain tires, and we're gonna send it. I'm excited. Should be kind of a neat course they have planned for us, and so far we had to do some off-road driving getting here, some mild stuff, and I was pretty darn impressed with the suspension. And I mean, obviously grip wasn't an issue, we're going slow, but suspension was good, and not a single creak or rattle inside the car. No sort of off-road drive mode, which is a bit surprising. It's just normal, sport, and smart. He said we're gonna keep, well, there's a snow mode as well, but we're going to keep it normal. It looks like we do have a center diff lock, and if he tells us to engage that, we will.
The engineers have done a really, really good job with the all-wheel drive system in these vehicles, especially in scenarios where we're going to have two wheels off the ground, which there will be a couple scenarios where actually we're going to have, let's say, for instance, the left front and the right rear both off the ground at the same time.
That'll be interesting.
A situation that can get a lot of vehicles stuck.
All right, money where your mouth is, Kia. Let's go.
Right, so the first thing that we come up to is our first ascension up this large hill, and so let's refamiliarize ourselves, with the buttons on our center console. 10 things that I'm going to use here to just make my job easier coming up this giant hill. At a 38% grade. First, I want to engage the all-wheel drive lock. So if you look at your drive mode selector switch, which is going to be right to the south of your shifter, if you click that button where it says lock, the system will be engaged, and you should see a green indication on the upper right-hand corner of your gauge cluster. Another thing that's going to be unbelievably beneficial up here is the forward-facing cameras, and so to the bottom right-hand portion of your center console, so pretty close to where you saw that drive mode button, if you click the button again on the bottom right-hand corner, the camera that says P will engage your cameras. Now the camera that I like to use specifically for a situation like this, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you will see the front-facing cameras. What I like to use is the one in the middle, so it's kind of the semicircle around the front of the car. What that's going to allow me to do is use the camera system, because once I start to go up this grade, I'm not going to be able to see that cone where you can see one driver knocked it down already. And so once I get about halfway up this hill, I'm going to start to rely on that camera more so, just so I've got an understanding of where the car is. And of course, like I said, that's my preferred camera of choice right here. But again, if you have a better idea, again, not necessarily a right or wrong thing. So another thing that you can test out here is the brake hold. And so I'll do a quick demonstration if you guys want to watch me. Just going to nice and easily start to climb up this hill. About halfway up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the brakes real quick. Again, we've got the brake hold assist, and so now I can release the brake pressure, and instead of rolling backward, get a solid amount of time to go back to the throttle, okay? This is also the time that I'm going to start to use that forward-facing camera so I can get an idea of where the top of this hill is. Now, all right, final driver, you're all set.
Let's go.
Beautiful. Eyes on the camera so you can see your right front in relation to that cone. Beautiful, guys. All right. First task completed. They're aggressive side slope right here, and so you can kind of follow my tire marks, just kind of like wagon wheels in the snow.
Ooh, this is pretty angled, not gonna lie. Feels dramatic. Probably doesn't look that dramatic on camera, but we're pretty tilted. Wish I could drop something to show you.
If you feel like this is a little too much for you, of course you can start to cheat off to the right just a little bit, and it's going to be a little softer. All right. But when we get up to the side slope, which is also kind of in relation with an ascension too, you're going to have 2 tires off the ground, okay? And I guarantee you, once we get to a point where we're just about to come over the crest, to feel and see that that traction control system is engaging. Now, typically our innate reaction is to then release that throttle, okay? But what we want to do there, once you see it, is maintain a steady throttle input and maybe even add a little bit of throttle accordingly. So,
well, it's cool to know you can drive your Sportage like this.
Beautiful. Next car. So, Derek, great job. Everyone else says I have only learned Derek's name so far. So just keep that throttle input, yeah, just about 10-15%, nice and easy. Beautiful. Right, and final car, you're doing great. Maintain throttle, maybe add just slightly. Your right front is completely off the ground. Yep, just keep on that throttle. Let the car do its work. Beautiful.
Interesting. Kind of surprised we're not using the hill descent control here, but maybe because it's not a large hill we're descending down. It's just kind of a quick thing. But look at that car go down. It is dramatic.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Excellent job on the brakes as well. Beautiful. Final car. You guys are making this look easy. I love it.
I think that feels less dramatic from inside than it does on the outside, looking at it. And the, again, I keep going back to the suspension.
Right. Exceptional job so far.
Which is, I think, what's going to be the benefit to more people actually driving this car and sort of what they think of it. Most people aren't going to be doing things like that, but you are going to benefit from, if you're going down a dirt road or something like that, then you are going to appreciate the smoothness and the suspension aspect, and probably the grip of the tires too. You got to think, a lot of these sort of situations for daily driving, yeah, you might not really have the benefits of the all-terrain tires in most situations, but say you're going down a dirt road and a deer jumps out in front of you, the ability to slam on the brakes and stop that much sooner is going to be really beneficial and tangible. Sportage also has 2 more inches of ground clearance than the outgoing model, so that comes into play for things like this.
1 inches of ground clearance. So to give you an idea,
there you go.
To kind of put that into perspective, the lowest point of the car, I could actually drive over a cinder block.
Yeah, again, just listen how tight this is. And I'm really not getting jerked around too much. Steering wheel very... Oh, there's a little bit of a squeak in there. It's coming through.
And one of my favorite things when I go to that semicircle camera angle, which shows me, you know, a wide angle view of the front, but then also shows me the overhead view of the car with the predictive tire marks, you know, written in yellow. What I love, and I've never seen this before in a car, is it shows you the future trajectory of your rear tire. And if you're ever in a scenario like this where we've got tight obstacles to go around, be it either, you know, off-road, or if we're on an not autocross, but a slalom, if we're going to hit an obstacle, we typically don't hit it with the front tire, we typically clip it with the rear. And so this is something that, you know, in my time with the Sportage so far, I've actually used a lot. And
this guy's pretty much shooting my video for me. I don't have to say anything. Oh, you can see some wheel coming off the ground there.
Now is relatively aggressive, and so again, just be nice and easy on the brakes, and once you need throttle, apply as necessary. So
Ooh, look at that up there.
10% throttle now, starts to engage at 15, and once I feel it start to go at 15, I just back off that throttle.
That's cool. Watch this car.
It's perfect. Beautiful. Your left front is probably about 2 feet off the air, you know, off the ground right there. Done.
nothing. It really does feel less dramatic inside than you'd think.
Again, it's, you know, pretty aggressive, guys, so be ready to use that brake pedal.
I'm impressed that we're not hitting any front air dams or anything like that. Let's demo that brake hold feature real quick. So in theory, if we come to a stop, yeah, it doesn't roll backward. It kind of holds the parking brake or something. Right, foot's off the brake. Then it sort of releases. You can feel it there. After 2 or 3 seconds. For some reason, my parking sensors keep coming back on too.
We've got a couple little ravines in here that are just sort of part of the course. I wouldn't say it's a specific exercise to use any of the technology that isn't already running in the vehicle.
Yeah, there's so much grip. I'm gonna get on it hard right here. And then hit the brakes.
Alright, we got everybody.
A lot of traction.
Our next obstacle, a series of very, very tight corners, which again, I'm going to be using that front-facing camera, and now I'm really going to be relying more so on anything when I'm not looking out of the windshield. I'm going to be looking down on that right-hand side of that camera. It shows me my predictive tire marks, okay, those tire lines.
It is an uncanny view there. Are we gonna make this one? That's like a pretty decent
Alright,
turn
guys,
radius.
great job.
Yeah, we're gonna make it. Thank you, screen.
We're going to make a sort of a... Beautiful. Alright, guys, we've got 2 hills in front of us that will show the breakover point of this car, which basically means it's the point that we're typically, it's easy to get stuck when you're off-roading. Basically just kind of means the peak of these hills. And so if you were to look at it from the outside, you'd be able to see that we are pretty close. We're about an inch or 2 from the belly pan as we slowly crest over these hills. Which those are really pretty aggressive considering that, again, you know, we're not driving in some insane, you know, purpose-built, tricked-out off-road vehicle with, you know, 35-inch tires. The BFGoodrich tires that are on these things are, again, purpose-built for this car specifically. Do a fantastic job of not only giving, you know, a smooth ride on the road, but then also, you know, able to do some relatively aggressive things like we have been doing. Highlight here, guys, is our downhill brake control. Okay, so if we look right below the shifter, you'll see in the upper left-hand corner now, so right to the left of that drive mode select switch, if you click that, that will be your downhill brake control. Okay, so what this is going to allow us to do, it's basically, it's kind of like a cruise control at slow speeds for aggressive descensions. And so once I engage that system, and just like that, just like the all-wheel drive lock that we used at the beginning, you'll be able to see a green indicator on the upper right-hand corner. So what this is going to do is this is going to drag the brakes as you go down the hill. And unlike some other cars that use these systems where we can increase or decrease the speed on the actual cruise control stick, this is actually the speed on our downhill, our downhill brake control is actually going to be dictated by the throttle or the brake. So it's pretty intuitive, right? You can use this system, and let's say it's engaging at 7 or 8 miles an hour, but you want to do 10 to 12, you can do that. Just throttle up, and it will hold that 10 to 12 mile an hour speed accordingly.
So in case you don't want to use the brake pedal yourself, you can use that. cool. It's fun stuff. It's not, you know, not what you'd expect from a car of this class. So we're gonna tune him down just a little bit here and kind of wrap that up. That was cool. I don't think most people are gonna be using their Sportages for this specific sort of thing. Like I was saying, it's more kind of having the confidence if you were to come upon a situation where it would be safer to have that extra stopping ability. I appreciate the smoothness that you can do this stuff with, and yeah, that grip is definitely doing a lot as well. And should you ever be in the situation where you do have a few wheels off the ground in your personal car, then you can utilize these systems. So very cool. Let's hop out and do one quick look around here, kind of how dirty we got this thing. Definitely fun, not from the kind of sporty excitement sort of way, but again, the ability to do that. I'm sure if you let out a little air from the tires as well, you'll be able to do even more. And yeah, for a lot of people kind of in the segment, I would definitely consider this over something like the Subaru Outback Wilderness or something that has a CVT. This is giving you more of a conventional transmission, and yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good option for everyone. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the new Sportage, check the links in the description. We've got our, not highway fuel economy test, but we're doing a sound test and kind of a first drive review as well. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie, Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.